All right, guys, today it's time to put the wagon through its paces, drive it around, spend a little time with it, and make sure it's safe to do a 3,000 mile road trip. But first, I'm going to show you a couple of changes that have been made since the last time you've seen it. You're not going to be shocked, especially if you follow the channel.
I'd say it's a nut job.
So I'll try to edit it out if I do any coughing or anything. I've been kind of sick the last few days. Case in point. But I'll try to edit if I get to hacking any of that out. But let's look at two things that have changed on this car. Neither one should be a big shock to you if you follow the channel. One, you may have questions about, and I'll answer them. First up, it does have an actual back glass in it. No, I have not cleaned it. It has tape on it where it was covered and stuff. So no, I have not cleaned it. And yes, that is a ratchet strap holding it up, and basically it's tied on the inside, loops down around, just like the old super stock of the 60s where they'd use a seat belt. You pull it and it pulls up against itself and rolls the window up. I don't have the power motor for it yet. That will be taken care of before we actually hit the road in it, but this right here is okay. It keeps water out of the car, and it'll work fine for making sure everything else on the car is okay. The second thing we changed, now this one will not be a this one will not be a shock to a lot of people, but you're going to ask questions about why, and I'm going to do my best to answer those before you have them. It requires under the hood. So as you know, we had the AVS2 carburetor on it, which is fine, but now, as you can see, it now is sporting the VRS. Yes, it is sporting the VRS. Now I want to be, you can see my eyes are watering. I'm telling you, I'm hacking and coughing and editing a lot of that out. And the more I talk, the more I'm hacking and coughing. But why did I change? I want to be very careful in how I state this so that there's no misconception. There was zero issues with the AVS2 or AV2. How is it phrased on there? I think it says AV2. Maybe it says AV. It says AVS2. Holy crap, that was a lot of words. There was nothing wrong with that carburetor that was on here. It functioned perfect. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. The car ran fine with it. But I have spent the past year just beating into the ground how great these VRS carburetors were. That's why I'm spitting out the whole alphabet here. So here's what I got to thinking. You've seen me run them on race cars. You've seen me drive them around town. You've even seen me put them on a little nitrous car, street car, and drive it around town. Sorry, eyes are watering from all the coughing and stuff. You've seen me just cruise around with these things and beat them at wide open throttle. You even see me put one on the ramp truck and show on that vehicle that I even got better gas mileage. But when it comes down to driving one across country, hours upon hours upon hours a day, I think our shortest day will probably be like 4 or 5 hours. Sitting in traffic, 100-degree heat, all those things. I don't know that these have ever been tested like that. So, if I'm going to claim it's the best carburetor on the market, then why not? You know what I'm saying? So there was nothing wrong with the one that's on it, but I wanted to go with this just to continue the provenance of how good this carburetor really is. So there you go. That's why we changed the carburetor. No big conspiracy. It's just, it makes sense. Well, at some point in time, we just got to bite the bullet and start driving it around, right? So let's make a trip to town and put some gas in this damn big tank on this thing. back home. About a 30-minute test drive. Put another about 10 gallons of gas in her. A few little things. Revealed some things we need to work on. Test drive wasn't that good, to be honest about it. It's got some issues. We're going to have to address them. Some of them are brand new. Do a little tuning on it, and I prefer to tune with fresh plugs. I know that sounds like duh, but you'd be surprised how many people are going to twist it on a carburetor screw or twisting on a distributor or anything else and never even take the time to look at a spark plug. At the end of the day, the spark plug is your eyes into the motor. It will tell you everything you need to know about this engine. And these are the plugs that was in this engine when it was built and run through the break-in process. It's never had a set of plugs put in it. See if I can get the camera to focus. Probably not, apparently. There we go. This is a nice pecan tan color. This is the mark I'm interested in. Having trouble getting this thing to focus here, but if we look at the strap on the top and see where the burn line or the tan line ends, that tells me this thing could use a little more timing. Even though it's a pretty happy motor, the burn strap on this thing shows me that it could use just a little more timing, because it's way up here on the top. And I want to see it crest that bend right there. So we're going to throw a little more timing in this engine once we get these plugs done. Not a lot. A couple degrees maybe. And honestly, it's been so long since I put this engine together, I don't remember where the timing was at. I'm sure it's safe. I'm sure it's probably 32 or something like that. I'm sure it's very safe where I set it when I run it through a break-in. And when I talk about 32 and 34 and all that, I'm talking about all in on timing. All in. So this one definitely needs more. The strap, the burn line is way up here on the top of the strap, and I want to see it. I want to see it crest this turn. So we'll add about 2 more degrees of timing once we get this other plug in. Oh, where are you? There you are. There you are. All right. Good and tight. Yeah, I know the exhaust is a mess. That's on the list of things to do. Don't worry about the exhaust right now. It actually doesn't leak. It's just a mess. There we go. Snapped on good. Go back and double check them off. They're all snapped on good. All right. All right then. Now let's cold start it. That good old VRS. Oh, let's sit down in here. Out of gear. Legs right here. No touchy to gas. Fires right up and idles. Not a lot more you could ask for out of a car. Yep. Got a nice sound to it, don't it? Let it sit and warm up for a minute, and then I'm gonna give it a couple little degrees of timing. See what happens. Okay, complete change of direction today. In this video, I'm sure you're not surprised. It's utter chaos. According to the weatherman, it's supposed to rain the next week straight. And I only have like 7 days, and this thing is going to be on the road. So instead of worrying about the mechanical stuff, which actually makes me able to get there and back, I can do that on a rainy day. I'm going to switch to sanding mode and start getting this body ready to get in some color, because I can't do that when it's raining. All right, so here's the deal. Here's what I'm talking about. Here's what I mean. And things are going to get quick now. I hate to sand inside. I hate sucking all that stuff in and trying to breathe all that stuff, even with a respirator on. It's all over everything. I hate to do it. So this car needs sanded down. Now, we're not going to do a show car paint job on this thing. We're not going to get every little dink and ding and scratch out of it. We're going to do more of a, what would be referred to as a scuff and shoot. Let's knock down the rough stuff, get the tree sap off of it, knock down the rough stuff, and then shoot color on it. So it's not patinaed, so it's actually a color. So there's a lot of body stuff that needs to be done to this car. All these little nipples here for trim, I'm gonna knock every one of them off because it's never gonna have trim back on it again. The only reason really you want to hit this with sandpaper is because you can feel it. Again, I'm not worried about every little scratch, so I don't know why I even care. But the roof is something that you will notice just because of the height of the car. Down here won't be as noticeable, but up here, you're going to notice it more. So we're going to spend a little extra time trying to get this stuff up here somewhat smoothed out. Oh, Lord. And I want to do all that outside. And then when the time comes, then I can roll it inside if necessary, cover everything up, and shoot color on it. But we got to get to the point where we need color. And since it's supposed to rain for, the forecast is a 10-day forecast, and today's the only day out of the entire forecast it's not showing rain. And I have to leave, and I think it's 7 days. Is it even 7 days? Let's see. Today is Friday. Let's say 7 days. I have to leave here on the first leg of the journey, which is 750 miles. So it looks like we'll be driving in the rain, number one. And number two, the couple of little things I need to take care of. It needs an alignment, done inside. You know what I'm saying? The few little things I need to do can be done inside. But I've got to get the body work done here. So complete change of direction here, and we're going to start body working now. And then we'll do a budget paint job in the next video. So let's get started on this. If you're careful, you can just click the heads off of these and grind them down smooth, and it'll be okay for what we're doing. If you're trying to do a perfect paint job, you just knock those out and weld these holes up, because there is a potential that some of that could open up. Slim, but it's possible. And notice as I get down here, paint's really caked up here, but not down here. So I don't know if there's been some body work on this fender before or not. What it does is leave me a mess to clean up now and feather out, but that's okay. We'll get there. I'm gonna go ahead and knock all the rest of these off down through here, and then we'll come back and try to feather some of this out. All right, all the little pits or barbs or whatever the little things are called, body nails, I don't know what they're actually called. All those are gone now down both sides of the car. So now I'm gonna take the mirror off and a couple of little things. I'm gonna pull this back glass back out because I'm still waiting on the motor. The motor won't be here till actually the beginning of the week, so that's why it's tied up. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back glass back out of it to keep it from getting damaged. And I'm not gonna go through the effort of pulling the bumpers off and things like that, because again, this is supposed to be a quick scuff and shoot kind of paint job. Make it better than it is. And yeah, some of the things I'm leaving, like it's still got, I cleaned up around them, it's still got the holes where the factory roof rack goes. I'm gonna leave the holes there. I'm gonna leave the holes there because at some point my wife may decide she wants to put a roof rack on this car. I don't know. It had a roof rack on it when we got it, and I tossed it. It's had a roof rack on it since then. I pulled it off. In case you didn't notice, I am not a fan of roof racks. I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't see a purpose in them. Not on a car like this. I mean, a car like this, you can store as much stuff inside of it as you can a box truck. I don't see the point of a roof rack. So, and I think they absolutely destroy the look of a car. I'm just not a roof rack fan. So, from my hands, it'll never have a roof rack on it. But if my wife decides she wants one on it at some point in time, the holes are there. Or, you know, whatever. If she gets tired of this car years down the road and wants to sell it, well, somebody else can put a roof rack on it. The holes are there. So, and they're not through to the inside or nothing. They're blind holes. So you don't worry about moisture getting in the car or anything. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna take the mirror off, and then I just got to really sand on the car for a little bit and scuff everything up, get all the rough stuff off. Got to take the wiper blades off, or the wiper arms off. Make sure I get all the leaves and trash and stuff out of it that once you start spraying will just blow up in the paint job, you know. Again, not trying to make a show car paint job. I want a driver paint job. And what I mean by that is I want something so that if you want to drive it to the grocery store and somebody bangs it with a buggy, I mean, you're not exactly going to thank them for it, but you're not going to just sit down in the parking lot and cry because your car just got scratched either. I want something that you can drive. The point of this is not to make a super nice paint job or a super high-end paint job, I should say. That's not the point. The point is not to carry it and win car shows. That's not the point. In case you've never noticed around here, we drive our junk. Until I got the Mustang, I daily drove that 77 ramp truck. Daily drove it. If I went to the Dollar General to get a drink, I drove that 77 ramp truck. So we drive our stuff around here. My wife will be daily driving this wagon. So there's no reason to put a show car paint job on it when she works for a school district. That's enough being said right there. But there'll be, you know, people whizzing in and out around her. There'll be, you know, people, hell, there may be a dodgeball fly over and bounce off the hood. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I want something that looks like a nice car going down the road, but you don't feel like you've destroyed the car if something bumps up against it, you know? So that's why I'm not going through the effort of doing a high-end body work on it, do, you know, 17 coats of primer and 27 coats of paint and 52 coats of clear, and you know, we're just not doing all that. We're just not. This is going to be a driver car. So this is going to get a single stage paint, which is probably the closest to originally how this car would have been painted to start with. Would have been painted, of course, to start with lacquer. Single stage is about as close as we can get in the modern world of that I know of. So it's just gonna have a single stage paint job on it. Probably have about 3 coats of paint on it, and just drive it, you know. So now I've just got to go through and sand on this thing and get everything scuffed up really well, and remove the back glass and a couple little things. And then while it's raining, it'll be inside the garage in tight quarters, and I'll work on all this other stuff without scratching the paint. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video right there. Get some alignment work done on the car real quick. And then the next video that you will see, probably the first of the week, the next video you will see will be like a scuff and buff, cheap scuff and shine, what I mean to say. Just quick down and dirty paint job on the Wagon. I'll make that an entire video unto itself. We'll do a just down and dirty paint job on that thing, get it out and see how it looks. You know, hopefully we can get a day without rain, because man, I hate to put fresh paint on one and then it just hammer it or rain every day. But we're going to do what we can. Right now the car's going to get some alignment work done. I know it's been a chaotic mess of a video. You'll have to forgive me. I'm down to the wire with just a few days left to drive this thing across country, and I feel like I've got a mountain of work still left to do. So this may turn into a road trip. I don't know what's about. I don't know what's about to happen. Thank you so much for those who watch, subscribe, share, like, and do all those things. You guys make it possible for me to be able to do these adventures. Thank you to the ones that have decided to join the channel, even the 99-cent club, the penny club, I think it's called. I really appreciate that. Man, I don't know what to say other than sorry this video has been so all over the place. Again, just scrambling for last minute details, and the next video will come out first of the week, and it will be a lot more organized. And it's going to be, the look of the Wagon will transform dramatically in that video. That's what it'll be all about. And then from there out, it's going to be, let's hit the road. Oh, God bless you guys. To Him be the glory. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully a little more organized. Thank you so much.
I'd say it's a nut job.